Let's go Lions! Get ready because the Detroit Lions are going to go through a roller coaster of emotions this week. The weather is hot, and Brad Holmes is on the radar to take advantage of the best opportunities. I want to hear from you, Lions fan. Who do you think Holmes should bring to Detroit? If you were Dan Campbell, what would you change about the team? Leave your comment. Your opinion is very important. And of course, if you are a true Detroit Lions fan, hit that like button hard. Now, I want to start talking about some things that have bothered some fans in the last few weeks. First, the Lions lost cornerback Carlton Davis III to the New England Patriots, a team that entered free agency with more than $120 million in cap space, the most in the NFL. They gave him a 3-year, $44 million contract with $32 million guaranteed, a deal Detroit simply wasn't going to match. But the Lions didn't sit around. They made a move, bringing in defensive tackle DJ Reader on a 3-year, $48 million deal with $32 million guaranteed. On paper, that's an upgrade. Reader is healthier, more reliable, and brings a presence to the defensive front. But let's be real, none of that means anything if Detroit doesn't have a dominant defensive line. And that's the real issue here. For the second year in a row, the Lions have watched elite defensive linemen fly off the board in free agency while doing little to address their pass rush. We're talking about guys like Khalil Mack, who inked a 1-year, $18 million deal before free agency even officially opened. Josh Sweat, he was rumored to be in talks with Detroit, but that never happened. He landed a 4-year, $76 million deal with the Arizona Cardinals. Chase Young, still out there. Joey Bosa, still out there. Von Miller, still out there. But as it stands right now, Marcus Davenport is the starting edge rusher opposite Aidan Hutchinson, and that should make every Lions fan nervous. Davenport's introductory press conference didn't exactly inspire confidence. His responses were lackluster, his energy was low, and when asked about the play that injured him last season, he didn't even think it was dirty, which essentially means he just got hurt. Again, injury concerns have followed him his entire career, and now he's the guy Detroit is relying on to set the edge? That's a major gamble. Meanwhile, Brad Holmes and the Lions front office cut Zadarius Smith loose. Why? No one seems to have an answer that makes sense. Smith, even at his age, was a productive veteran who made plays. Without him, this defensive front is noticeably weaker. So now the pressure is fully on the draft. The Lions hold picks 16 and 28, and it's obvious what needs to happen. They need to go all in on defensive line help. But let's be real about the draft. It's a gamble. There are no guarantees. Sure, Brad Holmes has had success finding talent, but if Detroit whiffs on these picks, the window to contend doesn't stay open forever.
If they don't get immediate impact players, the pass rush will continue to be an issue. And if this team can't generate consistent pressure, they're not winning a Super Bowl. Simple as that. Lions fans, let's be honest with ourselves. Has this team actually improved? Right now, the answer isn't clear. Losing Zadarius Smith and banking on Marcus Davenport feels like a step backward. DJ Reader is a solid addition, but he's not fixing everything on his own. So the pressure is on. If Holmes and company don't absolutely nail this draft, Detroit could be looking at another season of almost but not quite. So here's the question for you. Are you confident in the Lions' plan? Do you trust that they'll get this right in the draft? Or do you think they've already blown a golden opportunity in free agency? Let's hear it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And let's not sugarcoat this. Lions fans have every reason to be frustrated. We just watched Detroit's defense get exposed in the NFC Championship game against the 49ers. Brock Purdy had all day to throw. The pass rush disappeared when it mattered most. And what's been done to fix that? Let's go down the list. DJ Reader? Solid. But he's an interior guy, not a sack machine. He'll help stop the run, sure, but he's not lining up on the edge and terrorizing quarterbacks. Marcus Davenport? Injury history, inconsistent play, and now the guy expected to fill the shoes of Zadarius Smith? That's a serious downgrade. The draft? Yeah, the Lions can target pass rushers, but history tells us that rookies rarely dominate from day one. Even if they hit on a guy, how long before he's making a real impact? This team was this close to a Super Bowl, and yet the front office is acting like they've got all the time in the world. Other teams with real championship aspirations didn't sit back like this. The Houston Texans? they just brought in Danielle Hunter and Denico Autry. The Eagles, they added Bryce Huff and reloaded their defensive front. The Bears, they went big on Montez Sweat last season and kept adding this offseason. Meanwhile, Detroit is banking on the draft. Let's be clear, this is a gamble that could define the next 5 years of this franchise. Now, let's talk about what could still happen. Joey Bosa is still out there. Chase Young is still out there. Von Miller, Matthew Judon, Josh Uche, all still available. If Brad Holmes is serious about giving this team a shot at winning it all, he needs to make a move now. Sitting back and hoping things work out isn't going to cut it. If there's money to spend, spend it. If there's a trade to make it. But standing pat and telling the fans to trust the process isn't enough anymore. And before anyone says, but Holmes always has a plan, let's not forget how last offseason played out. The Lions waited in free agency, just like they're doing now. They hoped James Houston would step up. They hoped the young guys would develop. Then the season started, and guess what? The pass rush still wasn't good enough. So here we are again, talking about the same exact issue, and still waiting for a real answer. If Detroit doesn't add another serious pass rusher before the season, what happens when Hutchinson gets doubled every play? What happens when the pressure isn't getting home and the secondary, still a work in progress, starts getting torched? It's not a question of if this becomes a problem, but when. Now, I know some of you are still holding out hope, but Brad Holmes always finds a way. Sure, he's made some great draft picks. Sure, the Lions have gotten better every year, but this isn't about getting better. This is about winning a championship. The bar has been raised. The window is open right now. There's no more waiting for next year. So I'll ask you again, do you trust the plan? Do you believe in what the front office is doing? Or do you feel like they're being too conservative, letting free agency pass them by while the rest of the NFL loads up for a title run? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about it. And let's really dig into this, because if you're a Lions fan, you've lived through too many years of mediocrity to just blindly accept whatever happens. This isn't the same old Lions anymore. That's what we've been told. This is a new era. This is a team that's supposed to be in the business of winning championships. So why does it still feel like they're playing it safe? Look around the league. The great teams, the ones that are really in win-now mode, don't hesitate to be aggressive. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're coming off back-to-back Super Bowls, and they still went out and added Hollywood Brown to their offense. The 49ers, they didn't sit back after beating Detroit in the NFC Championship. They reloaded. The Texans, they see an opening in the AFC, so they spent big on defense. And the Lions, they're sitting on their hands. Again, we've been told to trust the process for years. Brad Holmes is a wizard in the draft, right? But let's not act like he's never missed. He found Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th round, genius. But he also took Levi Onwuzurike in the 2nd round, a total bust. He hit big on Penei Sewell, but Jameson Williams, still an unknown. You can't just assume every pick is going to be gold. That's why free agency exists. That's why teams go out and pay for proven talent. But instead, here we are, hoping the draft fixes everything. And let's be real, this is a team that's already losing talent, not just failing to add it. Losing Zadarius Smith hurts. He might not have been prime Von Miller, but he was productive. He made plays. And now, the front office just let him go with no real explanation. Meanwhile, we're left watching Marcus Davenport, a guy who's done nothing to prove he can stay healthy or dominate, stumble through a press conference with zero energy. So I'll ask one more time, are the Lions actually improving? Or are we watching them let a golden opportunity slip away? I want to hear from you. Do you still believe in the plan? Do you think Brad Holmes is playing chess while the rest of us are playing checkers?